Hey everyone, this is Nico here with a Resident Evil Remaster Jill speedrun. Now this is a guaranteed 2 hours and 23 minutes speedrun if you follow the guide, and we do try to give you enough health items and ammo so you can complete this speedrun fairly easily. So this is geared toward anyone who's playing this game for the first time or any returning veterans that want to get those spicy weapons for their next playthrough. Now, if you beat the game in under 5 hours, you get the Samurai Edge, which is a pistol with infinite ammo. If you beat it in under 3 hours, which is what we're going to do, you're going to get the infinite rocket launcher, and that speaks for itself. So again, this is normal difficulty, and I'm going to choose Jill here. I'm going to cycle through the different costumes. She has a BSAA, the regular one, the military, and the Resident Evil 3 Jill costume. You get the military one after beating it one time with her, and the Resident Evil 3 costume after you beat it twice with Jill. So here I select the military one, and going through the speedrun, you're going to want to skip all the cutscenes and all that phenomenal voice acting. So here we are, we're going to skip this, and there's going to be a few cutscenes at the beginning of the game. Don't worry about this broadcast here, the game just saves, so it kills the broadcast momentarily. So at first, we're going to be put into the dining room with Barry there. Go ahead and grab the ink ribbons on the table. Kind of helps us out for later. But just know that you're going to want to keep one inventory slot free at the very least. At least for the next few minutes here, because Barry is going to give us some acid rounds in a little bit. So we're going to want those, an inventory slot free for that. So go through the door on the right here. This is going to be the Kenneth hallway. Go to Jill's left, and we're going to trigger that iconic Resident Evil 1 cutscene. You're going to have to skip it and go right back into the dining room with Barry, and he's going to take care of this zombie for us. And once that's done, we're going to go back out to the main hall. And once back out in the main hall, you're going to want to run halfway up the stairs. Just turn around and come right back down. That's going to trigger the cutscene for the lockpick, which Barry gives to us. And once that's over, we're going to go back into that same dining room. So go back to the dining room and through that same door to the Kenneth hallway. And we're going to go that same direction to Jill's left and past Kenneth's body and to the next door there, which leads us into the Crow stairway. Now in the Crow stairway, there's going to be a handgun magazine on the birdcage table. Go ahead and grab it. And there are 2 herbs just next to the staircase. So go ahead and grab both of those, combine them to optimize our inventory slots. Now you will see when I do open up my inventory, I have the Samurai Edge in this playthrough, but I don't use it for sake of fairness. I will be using any and all weapons you can encounter on your very first playthrough. So once we're done, we're going to go up the stairs into the door, and this is going to be the Crimson Head / Golden Arrow hallway. So go immediately to Jill's right around the corner and aim your gun, because there's a zombie just off camera there waiting to get you. So try to down him, aim at their legs, try to avoid killing zombies to prevent them from becoming Crimson Heads, because we definitely don't want that. So run past him, get the Golden Arrow and a handgun magazine just in front of the mirror. But there is a zombie around the corner, so try to down him as well. Now once he's down, we're going to go to the door on the right, which is at the top of the screen, and that's going to dump us into the dining room balcony. So go out in there. There is a zombie here, but he's on the other side. Don't worry about him. Just run to Jill's left and grab the dagger on the little clove there. And we're going to go back out into the main hall through the double doors here. Now once we're out in the main hall, we're going to go halfway down the steps and through the door there, which leads to the graveyard. Now there are 2 zombies out here, but don't worry about them. They're pretty easy to just run around. Don't waste any ammo. But first we're going to examine the golden arrow we got so that the arrow head comes off, because that's what we're going to use on the grave in this area. So find the grave toward the back, use the arrow head on there, and it's going to open up the staircase. Go down that staircase and we're looking for the Book of Curses, which is on a pedestal in the far side of the room. And once you have the Book of Curses, examine it, turn it around, turn it around, then examine it, and we're going to get the sword key. Now on the way back up these stairs, the zombies may have congregated there, so if you can get around them, awesome. You may have to down one of them, shoot them in the legs to get past the other one, or as in this playthrough, I actually get caught by one and I'm forced to use a defensive item, which is fine. We're going to find more along the way. Just try not to waste too many bullets on one or both of them. So once we're back up the stairs, we're going to go back into the mansion through that same door we came out of. And we're going to turn to Jill's left and go up those stairs. We're going to go to the Richard hallway, which you'll see in a second. I run right here, but I make a mistake, so we're going to go back the other way to the door on the northeast side of the main hall. Second floor. Now once we're in here, this is going to be like a dark U-shaped hallway. We're going to run all the way around to the other side. So there are 2 zombies here. Try to avoid them. I try to shoot this one, but he's just very resilient, so I have to like go around him eventually. And this one I kind of juke, which is kind of cool. Hopefully you can do the same thing and go to the far door on the other side. This is a library. And in the library, we're looking for the dog whistle, which is on the lamp table next to the door. And there is a handgun magazine just off camera here, if you continue forward from Jill's left there. And then the lighter is going to be on the main desk. So grab those 3 items and head out the other door here into the save room hallway. There are 2 zombies here. Don't worry about them. Just run down the steps. But there will be a zombie at the bottom you're going to have to deal with, so hopefully you can get him with a headshot. If not, try to down him, but avoid killing him all the way. I think I do, and I come back and incinerate him to prevent him from becoming a Crimson Head. So go into the door here at the bottom. This is a save room. And you're welcome to save your game at this point. There's a canteen on the ground there, so go ahead and deposit that into the box. I don't do it quite yet on this speed run, but combine your ink ribbons. I drop off the Samurai Edge, and then I add more ammo to my handgun, and I put the handgun magazine into the box because we're not going to need too many bullets coming up quite yet, and you should be okay if your dexterity is on point. Because again, we're gonna need the 1 inventory slot free to get those acid rounds. You're gonna want those. So save your game, and we're going to leave this room with a handgun with a full magazine, the dog whistle, lighter, sword key, and an herb if you'd like. There are going to be some herbs along the way here, so you don't necessarily have to unless you're feeling insecure about it. So we're going to go around this corner here and through the broken door. Just say yes. We can only go through this broken door twice from this side, but don't worry, we're not going to exhaust that. So immediately go to Jill's left through the double doors, and now we're going to get the shotgun. Go ahead and enter the first door you see. This is going to be a tiny little room, which we'll deal with in a second here. But go through the other door, and in the next room is the shotgun on the wall, so you're going to want to grab that, and the dagger on the table. I don't grab the ink ribbons. We're not going to need them right now. We have 5 more saves to go, and we're not going to be saving all that much. I think I complete the speed run with 10 or 11 saves. So once you exit this room, after you grab the shotgun, the ceiling is going to come down. Don't panic. Just try to open both doors, and a cutscene is going to initiate, and Barry's going to save us.
Oh God.
Now once the cutscene is over, go ahead and run around the corner, continuing down this hallway and into the next door you see, which is the bathroom. Go ahead and approach the tub. There's going to be a little cutscene where Jill takes down a zombie, but once the water's drained, there is a defensive dagger in the tub. I think it's worth it because I do end up using a lot of defensive items in this speed run. And they help because you're not wasting any ammo and you get away from a zombie scot-free. And it also works on hunters, I found out, which you'll see later on. So go ahead and exit this room and turn to Jill's left, and you're going to see a metal door, which is what we're going to want to go through. We're going to go get the chemical. Now don't worry about the dogs on the other side of the fence. They can't hurt you. Don't try to hurt them. Your bullets won't hit them. So go around the corner there, and you're going to see the bag of chemicals and a few herbs. You can combine herbs if you have some already, but again, keep 1 inventory slot free, because we're going to be grabbing the acid rounds here in about a minute. So I combine 1 herb with my 2 herbs to make a full health item. Again, 1 inventory slot free. Go back through the door and then go to Jill's left and through the next doorway there. Now this next door is the dog hallway. Dogs will jump through the windows. Just keep running. Don't engage them. Just keep running. Now in this next room, there is a map of the first floor. We're not going to need it. Just follow this guide and you'll be just fine. And don't worry about the other curtain doorway there. There's only a zombie and a defensive item in there. Not really worth it in this case. So through these double doors, we're back out in the main hall. Again, this is where we're going to get the acid round, so I hope you had that inventory slot free, because Barry's going to give them to us gratis. Now from here, we're going to go back up the stairs in the main hall, and we're going to go back to the double doors that lead to the dining room balcony. So take the right fork because the zombie's on the left fork. He can't hurt us. And we're going to go through the door on the far side. Sorry, my phone here. Now in this room, go ahead and go through the metal door there. This is where we're going to use the dog whistle, so have your shotgun equipped. I think I take a detour here to go drop off some items. You don't need to do this because the dog whistle is going to be discarded. So I kind of goof up here, but I drop off the acid shells as well, so it's a bittersweet exchange. But if you're through that metal door, go ahead and use the dog whistle, and then 2 dogs are going to come charging at you. The first dog is the one we're going to want to kill because he has the dog collar, which is what we need. So if you do it fast enough, you won't even engage the second dog. But if you have to, so be it. There are herbs in that area as well that you can't pick up. You just use immediately if you get injured by one of the dogs. And then once you have the dog collar that drops from the first dog, go ahead and examine it. There's a button, and we're going to get the imitation of a key. And I believe in here I can't find the collar quite yet, so I have to engage the second dog. It happens. And I have 3 shotgun rounds left. So from here we go back around the staircase. After I examine it, get the key here, show you how that's done. So we're going to go around the staircase here, and then we're going to go through the door here on the far side. Now from here we're going to go straight forward. Don't worry about the crimson head that wakes up. I'm sorry, we're going to go to the left first, and then around the corner toward the crimson head and through that door. And this is going to be where we're going to get the armor key. So there are no enemies in here, so don't worry. Just go ahead and grab the actual armor key from the little pedestal there. It's going to trigger a cutscene to our impending doom. However, we do have that imitation of a key we just got from the dog collar. So put the imitation of a key inside that little indentation there. Crisis has been averted. So we're going to go back out that door we came in from and straight through the door we came into that hallway from. So don't even don't turn the corner, just go from this door straight through the next door. And that's going to put us back into the crow staircase. Now from this crow staircase, we're going to make our way down and go back to the dining room. Now from the dining room, we're going to go back out into the main hall. And then we're going to go up the staircase and to the right toward the Richard hallway, which is where we went to the library initially. Scratch that. We're going to go to the far door because now we're going to get the grenade launcher. Now we're going to be out in the terrace here where Forrest Speyer is at. There is a dagger on the bench there, so go ahead and grab the dagger, the defensive item, and grab the grenade launcher from Forrest's body. Don't round that corner on the far side. There are herbs there, but if you do, he will wake up, and we don't want that. He's kind of a tough zombie to face. So we do have herbs already. Just grab the grenade launcher, and let's backtrack. Now from here, we're going to go to that Richard hallway, which is the door on the northeast side. And from here, we're going to go help our friend. Now, Richard has been poisoned, so we're going to go get the serum for him and do a couple of other things. So it's going to kick you right back out, and we're going to go to Jill's left, back out to the main hall, and then cross the main hall there to the dining room balcony double doors. The serum is going to be in that save room that I went to earlier. So we'll be there in a second. So go ahead and cross, go through the double doors, and again go through the far door on the second floor of the dining room balcony. Now once through here, we're going to round the corners here and go down the steps. Don't worry about that zombie coming to the door. There may be a zombie coming up the stairs. I do just take him down. This guy takes 2 point-blank gunshot shots to go down. One more than I wanted to give him, but... So here, we're in the save room, and the serum's going to be on the apothecary there. Apothecary. On the left side, so be sure to grab that. Now I do dump off the grenade launcher. We're not going to need that. Drop the herbs and the sword key. So you're going to want the chemical, the lighter, the armor key, and I have my shotgun with 1 round in there. And of course the serum. So here I do save again. You're welcome to save if you'd like. So go ahead and deposit the ink ribbons back into the box if you did decide to save. And then don't go back up the stairs like I do. I make a mistake. You're going to stay on this bottom floor and go around the corner. So here I turn around, and around the corner there at the bottom floor, there's going to be a little door you can open with your lockpick. I go in there because I use an extra defensive item, and there is a battery in there, so you can tase a zombie. So I do take the time to do that. You don't have to. Now we're going to go back out and through the next door we see here, which is going to unlock with the armor key. And just ahead of you is going to be another battery pack, so be sure to grab that and continue straight toward the camera, down the hallway, and through the door on the other side of this hallway. Now in here is the plant, and we're going to kill it, so go around to the little water tank trough there and put the chemical in there and turn the valve to red, and that's going to kill the plant here. And there are going to be about I think 4 or 5 herbs on the table there. You're welcome to grab some, combine them to make a full health item, and I think I do just that. And just beyond the plant there is the first death mask, so you're going to want to grab that. So once we exit this room, those zombies that were pounding on the windows are going to bust through, but don't worry about them. Just run right past them and then turn the corner at the left there to go down that other little hallway and go all the way to the door at the end. So from here, we're going to go back out to the dining room. Don't worry about that zombie back there. We'll deal with him in a little while. And then you're going to go up to the fireplace and grab the wooden emblem. I'm sorry about that. We're going to continue on. We're not there yet. Just go out the double doors here back to the main hall. Don't grab that emblem quite yet. And we're going to go up the stairs to go save Richard. So back upstairs, northeast door, and then the first door on the right. Now, in my playthrough, Richard does die. On my previous ones, he hasn't. I don't know why he does on this one. Maybe because I made that extra detour in that room. I'm not sure. But it's okay. A lot of people, whatever. I mean, he's not that big of a help later on anyway. But if you want the trophies, you're going to want to save them. But in this particular speedrun, it doesn't matter. You can do it on the next one. So we're going to go into this next door. There's a zombie in this mini hallway. You're going to want to take him out. Hopefully aim for the head. Blow his brains out, which is successful here. And go through the door there. And we're going to be in a little room here. So the first thing you want to do is go to the other side of the table and light the candles with your lighter. So that way it illuminates the room. And there is going to be some handgun magazines. One on the table there. And then one in the little coffee dresser thing to the left. I don't take them because I don't really need them. We're not equipped with a handgun anyway. So go ahead and push the bookshelf and enter this little room backwards because there's a zombie there. If you enter forwards, you run the risk of him grabbing you. Just go around the table, avoid him, and go into that room he was in to grab the musical score. So just wait till he's around the table so you can get out this door, and we're going to go back toward Richard. We can't open the other door in this area anyway yet. So go back out toward Richard and back out into that hallway. Now there may be a zombie that spawns here. Don't worry about him. Just run around the little pillar there so you can avoid him. Now from here, I go to the right, but you're going to want to go back out into the main hall. I kind of jumped the gun here by trying to go get this other death mask, which is in this night room. We're not going to do that right now. So just go back out into the main hallway for now. Or the main hall. I think. No scratch. I think we're going to go back to the save room. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with my video here. Not sure. Let me see where I go. Okay, I do go back out of the main hall, so go ahead and stay there. So we go back down the stairs. And back to the dining room. So from here we grab that wooden emblem over the fireplace. And we're going to go through this the Kenneth hallway where we're going to turn right now, and we're going to have to deal with that zombie. So see if you can down him, if not headshot him with your shotgun. I think I may be out of ammo, so I am forced to use a defensive item, which is okay. And we're going to go to that first door on the left, and we're going to be in the piano room. Now in the piano room, you're going to run around the corner there and push the shelf toward the wall, and you're going to get the second half of the musical score. So combine those. Now here I do have that bottle of serum, which we should have used on Richard, but since he died in my playthrough, I still have it. So I'm forced to use my full healing herb item. I'm not too mad about that. Because we are progressing pretty nicely, and we're only about 30 minutes into this speed run. So combine those musical scores and then use them on the piano. It's going to open up a little doorway here. Go ahead and grab the golden emblem, and that door is going to shut on you, and put the wooden emblem that we got above the fireplace into that spot. Now the little shiny thing is like a journal. You can grab it if you want. It's not necessary. So we're going to go back out this room, and we're going to go back to the dining room with our new golden emblem. So this zombie's easy to dodge. Back out into the dining room and put the golden emblem above the fireplace, which is going to open up the grandfather clock puzzle. Now this grandfather clock puzzle, it's really easy. All you have to do is turn the large hand either left or right twice. So we're going to want to get it to say 6 o'clock, essentially, with the hour hand in the 6 o'clock position. So large hand left or right twice. Now once the clock moves aside, we're going to grab the shield key. So once we have the key, we're going to go back out into the main hall. And this is where I believe we're going to go fight Yawn. Now don't worry too much. I know you're really low on ammo, but we're not going to need it. So back into the Richard hallway here. And back into the door where we saw Richard. And then we're going to continue through that next door and then up the stairs into the next door. Past that little hallway where we killed that zombie. So hopefully he's not a Crimson Head. He shouldn't be because we've been kind of fast about it. But if he is, just run right past him. And we're going to go fight Yawn. But we're not going to fight him. All we're concerned about is grabbing the death mask at the far end of this room. So if you can grab that, just leave the room. It's that simple. You don't even have to fire at this guy. Just try to avoid him. He does strike and he may poison you, but if Richard died on your playthrough like you did mine, you had the serum. So just kind of play a roundabout here, grab the death mask, and get out of the room as fast as you can. Now I stay here behind the pillar just to see where he's going to strike next to avoid it. So he comes around the left side. I use that to go to the right and exit the room. So come back out. Past Richard Mortis over here. And from here we're going to go to the right and into that night room I was in earlier. So be careful of the zombies in here. But go through the double doors. Here, the little metal double doors. And we're going to be in the Knight's Room puzzle. Now, the puzzle key is the top right knight. You're going to want to push him back into the wall. The lower left knight with the axe, and then the lower right knight with the shield. Now once you push all the knights back, the top left knight will go back by himself. And go ahead and push the button there on the center console. That's going to open up the wall ahead of us, and we're going to grab the jewelry box. Now once you have the jewelry box, you're going to want to push the two buttons on the rectangular sides of the box. They're like heart or tear-shaped buttons. Just push those and it's going to open up and we get our third death mask. So from here, I think we're going to go back out to that save room again with that broken door. So we're going to exit these double doors and go to the left. Through the far door, through the library again. and through the other door out this room. Again, there will be the 2 zombies up on the 2nd floor. Don't worry about them. Hopefully the zombie at the bottom of the staircase hasn't crimson headed out yet, but this is a part where I do utilize a canteen and the lighter since I have it equipped, and I send him to his permanent doom. So grab the canteen off the ground if you haven't, or from your box if you deposited earlier, and fill it with a kerosene, which is also in this room right next to the door. And also you're gonna grab the incendiary shells, the flame rounds, deposit those into the box. Now don't use those outside of this guide because we're gonna need those flame rounds for the Plant 42 boss and the Black Tiger, and they work really, really well for those. So don't use the flame rounds unless otherwise specified in this guide. So here I just make a quick detour to go burn this zombie down there so he doesn't turn into a crimson head. So use a canteen and back away immediately because as soon as he lights up, you can be injured by that. Now from here, we're going to deposit the canteen, the flame rounds, as well as the lighter. So it'd be in your best interest to save here and grab a healing item, or just use the first aid spray that we have on the ground there. One should suffice at this point. So I'm going to leave this room with a shotgun, the armor key, the 3 death masks, and a healing item. But first, I do save. You're going to want to save probably because we're going to fight the Crimson Head boss in a few minutes here. And he does inflict pretty good damage, and he's really quick, so it's really easy to get killed by him. But if you do, just reload your game from here, and we're already there. Now notice we don't have any shotgun shells, so don't worry about that. We're gonna get some here. And this boss should take 4 to 5 shots to down entirely. So round the corner and go through the broken door one last time. And we're gonna go to Jill's right and to the door on the left side. Now there's a zombie gonna come out from the little hallway. Don't worry about him. Just go through this door here. And we're gonna end up in the Crow Gallery. So there's a puzzle here. The first button is going to be the first glass photo you see. Click that and it's going to turn orange. Now go around the bend here and we're going to click the button on the very first photo around the side here, and that's going to turn green. Then we hit the second one, which is going to turn that glass purple, and then we're going to go all the way to the end and hit the switch on the final picture. And that's going to open up the wall, and behold our final death mask awaiting for us. So grab that and then go to the gate here, unlock it, and go through it. So now we have the 4 death masks, and we're going to go fight this boss. But first, just before you go down the steps, go to the left side, and there is a box of shotgun shells there. Box of 6. And that's all we're going to need for this boss, hopefully. As long as you can land all 6 of them. But again, he should only take 4, maybe 5. So go ahead and fill your shotgun up, run down the steps, and we're going to put the death masks in their appropriate place. And if it says it doesn't need to be used right now, then back out and get a little bit closer to the actual mount there on the wall. Now, in case you're super paranoid right now, there is a box of shotgun shells near where we got the Book of Curses on that pedestal, but I get those after this fight here. And the best tactic I can give you is shoot him once, run away, wait till he strikes, and once he's kind of like recovering from his strike, hit him again. So just kind of strike him like that with your shotgun. Now I'm lucky here, I get him, blow him down with one shot. Wait till he gets up, and then just kind of dance around him. Shoot him when he's recovering from a strike. So that's 3, and then 4. So once he does that little stagger, that means he's down. Grab the shotgun shells there, and then examine the coffin where you get the stone and metal object, and you push the button to open the gate. So we're going to go back up the stairs here. And we're going to go back through that gate again, through the crow gallery. And then at this point, we're going to go back into that little Spencer hallway there. We call it Spencer hallway. You'll find out why later. And we're going to have to deal with that zombie. So see if you can headshot him, and you're going to go from that area he came from. There's another metal gate back there. So go down that little hallway, but take care of him first. I try to headshot him, but he's like Terminator zombie. He takes 2 point-blank shotgun blasts. He doesn't go down, so I use a defensive item and run right past him. Now in this next area, you're going to want to put the stone and metal object in the little indentation, and do it quick. Put it in there and go through the door. Otherwise, a dog will catch you off guard and injure you unnecessarily. So now we're going to be in the tool shed here. I think there's some shotgun shells, so go ahead and grab those. And we're going to go to the door on the lower part of the staircase here, which is close to those the first aid spray you see there. So try to go down those little steps there like I do. There's going to be a battery. Grab that. And go ahead and grab the first aid spray. Now go out the door here, and this is going to lead us to the Lisa Trevor shack. But first we're going to follow the path around, and we're going to turn these wind chimes. The red has to point west, so just get that timing on there. I get it wrong the first time. So again, red west, and further down there's going to be a blue wind chime, and we're going to turn that north. I don't think they're called wind chimes. I just can't think of the right word for it right now. So again, here's the blue one. Make sure it points north. And then we're going to go through the gates there. Now there's going to be crows here. Just hug the wall, the far wall, so you don't disturb the crows and they don't attack you. In other playthroughs or in your next playthrough, this is where you would get the Magnum, but you would need the wind crest for that, which is back in the mansion. And you have to do this like bee puzzle. We're not going to do it for the speedrun because we're going to get the Magnum later on. And that does waste a lot of time doing this particular area with doing the wind crest and all that stuff. So go through here. You're going to hear Lisa Trevor and continue on forward. There are no enemies here right now. So continue on until you reach the Lisa Trevor shack. So go ahead and go inside, follow it around, and past the typewriter, past the box, and then when you're in the area where the box is at, come toward the camera and drop down the little jump there, and you're going to grab the square crank. Now you're going to want one healing item for right now, so you can deposit the secondary one if you'd like, if you have 2 at this point, which is what I do. And I deposit the armor key. We're not going to need that. So you have the crank, the shotgun, some shells, and a healing item. And from here, Lisa's going to give us a thwack on the head. And once we come to, she's going to come back in, and we're going to have to avoid her and get out of the shack the way we came in. Now, she may injure you. She does deal a lot of damage, but that's why we have the healing item in case you get injured. I think I go into caution mode. I'm not too worried about it, but if you're in the orange caution or danger, go ahead and use that healing item. So I haven't found out the timing on how not to get hit by her. I always kind of do, but again, I don't worry about it too much. But go back out to the shack, and we're going to follow the path back. Now, there is going to be a zombie along the path, but he's very easy to dodge. I wouldn't kill him because he does turn into a Crimson Head. He is one of the ones that does. So just try to avoid him as best as possible. And we're headed back to that tool shed where we got the shotgun, the battery, and the first aid kit, or first aid spray. So through the crow graveyard, avoid the crows, hug the wall so you don't disturb them, and through the gates. So we've got about 5 minutes left on part 1 here, and we're already just under halfway through. So we're back in the tool shed here, and we're going to go through the double doors in the other side of this room, and we're going to encounter some dogs. I wouldn't waste any bullets on them, just kind of dodge around them. They're pretty easy to get around. And just go to the far side and through the double gated door. And this is where we're going to drain the pool. So we're going to go to the left and use the square crank. So once the pool drains, cross the pool with the ladders and just follow the path around to the elevator and go down the elevator. Now down here there are going to be some crows and a waterfall. Just go to the other side of the waterfall, immediately on the other side of it. Don't go down the path any further, and through the gated double doors. And here, grab the red herb. There are going to be snakes that drop down. Just keep running past them. Don't engage them because they can poison you. But if you do get poisoned, don't worry. There are some blue herbs in the next part, which is the Residence. So we're kind of in the Chapter 2 of Resident Evil Remaster. So I go in through this door, and there's going to be 3 blue herbs sitting on just under the window toward camera. So I grab 2 of those. I leave 1 there, and you'll see why later. And turn the corner here into the room. The room to the right is going to be the save room. So there is a battery and an ink ribbon in here. So go ahead and grab those and deposit those extra blue herbs and that red herb into the box. And you can also deposit the crank. I keep it, but I realize I don't need it, so you can deposit the crank into the box. We're not going to need it for right now. And then be sure to combine your ink ribbons. And then I dump the shotgun shells. We're not going to need too much ammo here, but we're going to go back out And we're going to go through the double doors. Don't go to the right just yet because there is an attack thing there that may get you, a plant tentacle. Now through these double doors, there's going to be 2 big spiders. Try to avoid them if you can. Just round the corner here to the left and go downstairs. And we're looking for the red book, the shotgun shells, and the first aid kit. Now inside the first aid box, I think there's a combination of a green and blue herb, which is great. And you can use that if the spiders end up poisoning you. So go back up the stairs. I do grab this green herb here just because I have that little window of opportunity. And we're going to go back out the double doors. Now the spider does manage to get a cheap shot on me, but it's okay. He doesn't poison me. But again, try not to waste any ammo on them. And once we're out the double doors here, we're going to want to push the box into the clove there. So just push it a little bit till it clears. Actually, I go back into the save room first. But the box goes on the hole closest to the hallway. Don't put it on the hole which is like toward the bottom of the camera, left side. So here I dump off my blue and green herb and the crank. Combine the shotgun shells. So I'm leaving the save room with a shotgun fully loaded, the red book, and a green herb. Actually, no, it looks like you can do this right after you move the box. We're going to grab the grenade launcher instead of the shotgun and load the grenade launcher with flame rounds. And then you put the grenade rounds back into the box. So, correction on what I said, we're going to leave with the red book and a grenade launcher with flame rounds in the grenade launcher. And you can take a healing item if you want to. I decide not to. But though we do have the grenade launcher, do try to avoid using it as much as possible because we're going to need 4 of those rounds for one of the bosses we're going to encounter in a little while.